But without further ado, let's get right into this news because this was a big news drop by Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select following last night's AEW Dynamite Maximum Carnage. He put out the report, major update on Star leaving AEW. The report reads, Powerhouse Hobbs is on the move. Fightful Select Sean Ross Sapp has learned that Hobbs' AEW contract was set to expire at midnight last night. As things stand, they're told Fightful was told that contract negotiations had been ongoing between the two sides, and AEW made him a substantial offer to remain with All Elite Wrestling. Hobbs finished up tonight, last night at the AEW Collision tapings after Dynamite. WWE sources that said that Fightful Select spoke to claim that he is expected to join the company. He is contractually eligible to do so as of this week, as of midnight last night. WWE has maintained interest in him for quite some time, and they believe he is headed there, barring some huge unforeseen change. It was noted that AEW made Hobbs a huge offer to remain with the company, and that he is leaving on good terms. AEW and Hobbs have been negotiating for the last number of months, and the offer we heard was substantial, but Hobbs wanted to test the waters. There have been some rumors bubbling under a few months ago that he could be headed to WWE, but Fightful was told that there had not been any contact at that time. There was interest in Hobbs a couple of years ago from WWE when Dan Fertrell was headed up the talent relations, but Hobbs stayed with AEW. What is your reaction to Powerhouse Hobbs leaving AEW and heading to WWE?
It tells me the brother has confidence in himself, and he thinks he's going to make a lot of fucking money eventually, because a substantial offer means way more money than WWE offered, I would fucking imagine.
I just want to see your reaction, because I was told how much he was offered, and I'm going to put it in the chat, but you can't say it.
Okay.
Because I heard it from the author of the report, off the record. That's how much he was offered. my reaction to this was holy shit.
What is this, a 20-year offer? Are you fucking serious? Fucking Papa Khan, if you don't take that fucking checkbook away from this motherfucker, are you fucking serious? What the fuck?
I just wanted to see your reaction.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Well, the brother has a lot of confidence. I don't have that much confidence. I'm an ego man. I ain't got that much confidence in myself.
I'm taking that and running.
Saying AEW, this place closed down. Fuck that. Check that.
So it was a huge, substantial offer. That is legit. That is a legit, huge, substantial offer. Yes.
Damn. Fucking whole take up. I have a whole thing of, building confidence in yourself, doing what you got to do. You work your way up. Eventually, it'll all pay off. I don't know if I'll ever pay off that fucking much. I'm sorry. He's not. I love Hobbs, but he's not like. I just can't even think of what. He's not Roman. Like, what are we talking about here? I don't think he'll ever be Roman. Like, what is going on? I'm still very confused. Yeah. Good for him. I imagine he's. You know what? All right, I found it. I found my take. My take is some people care more about appreciation. They care more about the work. They care more about feeling like they're doing what they're meant to do. And Hobbs feels like he's meant for more than trios guy, the tag guy, stable guy. No, I'm a big fucking deal. And I should not only be paid like it, I should be booked like it. And he's not falling for the okie doke. I don't know what Daniel Garcia got. I'm sure he got quite a bit of money. And now look at him in the same fucking spot. Matter of fact, a little less, if I'm being honest. If we're being completely fucking honest. Nah, fuck that. Good for you, sir. You have balls I'll never have.
He's like, you can treat me however you want for that much.
Jesus, holy shit! Good luck to you. I hope it works out.
It is in fact what's said in the chat. How many figures? Yes. Hey, more power to him.
How old is Hobbs?
And there's so many different reports about like what his actual age is. I've seen 34 years old. I've seen he's close to 40. Like I think his age on the internet is not true, but it says he's 34.
What the fuck? All right. We will see. That report of him going right to the main roster makes a little more sense now.
We just got a new report. They just updated it on Fightful Select, so I'll read that for you guys as well, because WrestleVotes Radio just did their podcast, so they had their own update on Powerhouse Hobbs. This report says it does confirm Powerhouse Hobbs is WWE bound. Fightful Select reported this on January 14th, and then WrestleVotes Radio and Fightful Select confirmed with their sources the expectation is that Hobbs will at least have an altered name, although simply Hobbs could be possible. Sean Ross Sapp learned that the contract negotiations between AEW and Hobbs started in recent months, and offers were made all the way up to this week. It was communicated to Fightful that the offers were huge, but Hobbs has made up his mind and tried not to burn bridges on his way out. Sean Ross Sapp has heard that the pitch was for Hobbs to appear on the main roster. WWE had maintained interest over the course of a number of years in Hobbs and tried to make contact with him in the Dan Vitrell era as well. So I think Hobbs is making the great decision for him, because like to hear that part of the report, I think not a lot of people is focused on, but the fact that they did want him years ago when he was available. Like I think he was available back in like 2022, and that wasn't the right time for him to leave. That he needed more time, and he's coming off of arguably the best year that he's had with AEW, where he had the world title program with Jon Moxley. He was one of the first people that actually benefited from the whole Death Riders thing when they positioned him as the challenger for Moxley, him being a part of the Opps winning the trios titles from the Death Riders at Spring Breakthrough last April. He was one of the highlights of the Anarchy in the Arena at Double or Nothing. He was a part of All In, the opener of All In as the trios champions. He was basically in that program for months, and then he was a part of the whole Opps turning heel on Hangman, had that stellar matchup with Hangman at Blood and Guts, the Falls Count Anywhere matchup. So despite him not probably being pushed to the level that a lot of us that have been fans of him for years have wanted for him, he's coming off of probably his best booked year in AEW. So it's the perfect time for him to go to WWE.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably the best offer he's going to get from WWE at this point of his fucking career. And, damn, I really wish you didn't tell me that.
I love how this has like completely turned around your whole opinion. I should have showed you this after you said your opinion.
Because let's say he got a good offer. AEW's offering more, but he got a good offer from WWE. Much like Jade, who got a better offer from AEW, apparently. You're going to a place where if it works out, and it is, I mean, for Jade, I'm not sure about Hobbs, and if it works out, then you're going to make that money back. It's all going to be good. And you look preposterously better than anybody who's ever walked through those doors or any wrestling doors ever. So it's going to work out. Hobbs, while he's in fantastic shape and is a specimen, I mean, it's much more common in men, I'll say, to look like that. So I don't know. I'm concerned. I'm glad he's doing it, though. Good for you. But I don't know.
Yeah, and this is something I said also on In the Weeds, and I'll say here, I've known for years that Hobbs has wanted to go to WWE since you had Cody, he was one of Cody's guys as well. He was more of a Jon Moxley guy, because Moxley was the one, if you remember, when he was first introduced on AEW Dynamite, it was through Jon Moxley introducing him. And then from there, I think that he got close to Cody through Ricky. through him and Ricky being friends and being in the tag team. He became close to Cody. So he was a part of those guys like Jade, like Ricky, like those guys. When Cody left from AEW to WWE, a lot of those guys were looking over like, oh, he's kind of rolling out the red carpet for us to eventually go over there, see how we do over there as well. And, you know, Ricky, Jade, they went over. It was only a matter of time before Hobbs was at least going to get his opportunity to go over there. And I like the fact that he ended it off on good terms. He dropped, spoiler alert for Collision, he dropped the trios titles on his way out of the company. So he's leaving on good terms. So even if it doesn't work out, he can easily go back to AEW.
Enough of that number, not.
He's like, let's slide this 0 over here.
But yeah, I gun to my head, he will be at least as successful in WWE as he is in AEW. That'd be my immediate booking was. At least as successful in WWE as he's in AEW. Much more than that, enough to make that number back. I don't know. That's you asking for a lot, G. But it should work out.
Okay, so we're gonna play a new game that I'm gonna call Ceiling, where I'm gonna give you 5 levels of AEW to WWE people, and you tell me if Hobbs is going to exceed or basically match them. But let's highlight a couple of these comments first. Did we ever get Hobbs versus Keith Lee one-on-one? Yes, we did. When Keith Lee first came to the company, that was the first feud that Swerve in Our Glory came together. It was against Team Taz, and we got Keith Lee versus Hobbs. We got Negro Bug. He says, damn, is it a preposterous amount of money? Holy shit, laughing emoji. I would say it's not a preposterous amount of money. It might seem preposterous for Powerhouse Hobbs.
That's very true. Like if this was Kenny Omega, you got Ospreay.
Yeah, it looks like yeah.
Ospreay.
Well, Ospreay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, he got to do it. Powerhouse. Was it 3 of them? Was it 4 Powerhouse Hobbs?
From what I understand, Annika asking more than Mercedes Moné. No.
What? She got good Lord. Take this nigga's checkbook away. What are we doing? What the fuck is going on? I don't understand. How long are these contracts? You gotta explain.
I see this. I only know the number. I don't know how long it's for. It's usually like 3 to 5 years, though.
All right, I guess 3 years. All right, sure. Good Lord.
I mean, with that number, I want to know what Willow got.
Not that. I put good fucking money on that. Not that.
But half, even half, I think that's good. That's good for Willow.
Yeah, that's something. That's true.
Yeah. We got Jordy says, glad they're getting big contracts. They deserve it. Get your money. Yeah, this was like, I'm not seeing any like negativity like we've seen in the past with people leaving AEW to go to WWE. A lot of it has either been like people being like, oh man, they could have done more with him, or and then a lot of the AEW fans is like saying that or wishing him the best and being like, oh, this is the best move for him right now. And then there's of course the anti-AEW fans is like, oh, this is a Tony fumble, and they're gonna turn, the fans are gonna turn on Hobbs and stuff like that. But from the AEW accounts that I see on social media, it's mostly, damn, they could have done more, or wishing him the best.
Very true. I haven't seen the Mariah May level of backlash where she was an unappreciative cunt, apparently. Not my words. This is what they said. Yeah, maybe they're just like, you know what? Maybe it's a woman thing. Now I think about it.
Probably that.
Yeah.
Because they treated Jay kind of in that way too.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah. We got Nico Buck is like, yeah, it was a stupid amount of money for sure. We got King Potato. He says it was between 1 to 3 mil. Laugh my fucking ass off. I just know it. Not answering that. We got we got Chillin' with Jason says TK gave Hobbs a Christian Kirk contract, I'm guessing. Josh D from CT says, if Javon is the new Ricochet, will Hobbs be the new Otis? Oh, come on. No.
He'll do better than that.
Yeah, they do that. They definitely do better than that. We also got here Short King the Goat says he'll wind up named Magnus Hobbs. As long as he keeps the Hobbs name, I think he's in good strength.
I was about to say, as ridiculous as that should sound, anything with Hobbs sounds kind of great. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Give him his real name, Will Hobbs. Just make him that. Jordan saying, love him to be a bodyguard for Saints. I would like that, but I would like it on the main roster. Ooh. I think that if he goes to NXT, he should be his own man, and I would strap him up immediately. You lost one Black King, just crown a new Black King.
That's kind of how Are you fucking serious? Stop it. You would fucking destroy Triple H for doing that shit. Man, he can't tell these niggas apart.
But from everything that I'm hearing is that he's going to the main roster. Like I asked, we had Sean Ross Sapp on In the Weeds earlier, and I asked him straight up. I was like, where do you think he's going to debut? And he said Royal Rumble.
Jesus, what? Even in Saudi Arabia? Ain't they still expecting the Ultimate Warrior and them to show up?
They're gonna see him and they're gonna be like, oh my god, Mark Henry got into great shape. Oh, we got Judge D from CT says Hobbs is the new leader of Alpha Academy. Please, dear God, no. We got our first super chat donation from our good brother Dion Jenkins. Thank you so much, Dion, for the support. We will give you the mic so you can.
I'll speak, bitch. Come on now. Oh my God, Siobhan, what the hell is wrong with you?
He already knew she was going to WWE. That's why you talk later.
Yes, it's Triple H voice. Welcome to the new day, Big Hobbs.
Oh, let me think. Who's that brother they had in there who was accused of something that he didn't do?
Oh, Odyssey Jones.
Poor bastard. Yeah, I don't know. I doubt the new day. It'll be something good. But he's such a I hate to be borderline racist, but he's got a heel face. Hobbs' facial expressions are those of fucking heel. It's just are. It is what it is.
The lip and everything. Yeah, he's straight. Like, and then his promo style. Like, I saw people like talking ridiculous. Like, oh, he doesn't have that good promo skills for WWE. I was like, have y'all heard Powerhouse Hobbs promos? He's actually really good. He just doesn't get a lot of those opportunities in AEW.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm curious. I'm curious how this works out. Now I'm a little more than curious. I was curious. Now I'm hopeful. Now my fingers are crossed. I really hope it works out. If it doesn't, he might blow his own brains out.
What the fuck? Oh my God.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Imagine just sitting there 5 years later, shit hasn't worked out. You're staring at some fucking in JPW check, 50,000 yen, which is like $5. Just miserable. You poor fucking bastard. It'll work out, Hobbs. Keep your head up. It'll work out. Let me see Cody there. He's got Punk there.
Yeah,
Ricky's there.
Jade's there. Like he's gonna be in the next picture. The next picture when everybody got their championships, he's gonna be in that one.
Yeah. You know what? Cheer up, Jimmy. This is gonna work out.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
And of course, like I said before, we got a super chat donation from our boy Volup. Thank you so much, Volup, for the support. He says, man, I'm going to miss Hobbs. I'm sure illiterate people will say Tony fumbled, even though reportedly he was given a number that's as big as he is. Indeed, he is. And because this is the True Heel Heat flagship podcast, and we love to pull back the curtain for anyone who's watching, I will let you know the number that I heard from certain people. I won't tell you who I heard it from, but I will tell you the number that I heard. But let's talk about the big news of the week, which is Powerhouse Hobbs leaving AEW for WWE. Powerhouse Hobbs is exiting All Elite Wrestling after his contract expired this week, according to a new report. Fightful Select reports that the Opps member's contract was set to expire at midnight on Wednesday, and he was finished with the company. The report notes that the contract talks have been ongoing between the two sides, with AEW making quote unquote huge offer for Hobbs to stay. Hobbs finished up with the company at the AEW Collision tapings. According to sources in WWE, Hobbs is expected to join the company. He will be contractually eligible to sign on this week, and WWE, who has remained interested in Hobbs, believe he is coming there barring any changes. The report notes that Hobbs is leaving AEW on good terms and that the two sides were in talks for the last couple of months, but that Hobbs wanted to test the free agency waters. There were rumors a few months ago that Hobbs could be going to WWE, but there were no contact from WWE at that point since he was under contract. Hobbs' last pre-taped match is expected to air on tonight's AEW Collision. Back in the Monday Night Wars era, WWE might have taken the opportunity to debut him on SmackDown last night before then, but according to Sean Ross Sapp at Fightful Select, that's not in the cards unless they've somehow secretly filmed a vignette. Per Fightful, Hobbs was not scheduled to travel to Europe to the site of WWE SmackDown this week. He also wasn't slated to be backstage at last night's show. Realistically, WWE could have flown him in on Thursday to appear on the show on Friday, but that did not happen. WWE has long been interested in Powerhouse Hobbs' real name, William Hobson. All expectations are that he'll sign with them and probably modify his name somewhat. WWE has come a long way since the 80s, but they still do like their larger-than-life power wrestlers. The former AEW TNT champion literally has it in his name. WrestleVotes Radio on Fightful Select reports that there is, unsurprisingly, no non-compete clause as his contract is expired. If a deal gets done, he could have realistically been on SmackDown last night. Sean Ross Sapp reports that the pitch from WWE was for Hobbs to appear on the main roster. The site also confirmed with sources that Hobbs is expected to have a name that is at least altered from his AEW ring name, as WWE often does for its wrestlers. It notes that Hobbs is a possibility for the character's name, though. Sapp adds that talks between AEW and Hobbs began in recent months, with offers made all the way up to this week. As previously noted, AEW made a huge offer to retain him, but he made up his mind already. Hobbs tried not to burn any bridges on the way out of the company. According to Wrestling Observer newsletter, WWE pursued Hobbs hard. Dave Meltzer noted that the move for Hobbs is a quote-unquote gamble, as WWE has bigger people with bigger physiques, so Hobbs' size might stand out less. He also noted that success in WWE usually requires being great on the mic or being paired with someone like Paul Heyman. Hobbs exited AEW on a strong note. He will appear on tonight's pre-taped edition of AEW Collision Maximum Carnage, teaming with the Opps to defend the AEW World Trios Championships. AEW President Tony Khan kept Hobbs featured through the final day of his contract, an approach he has not always used with departing talent, perhaps an indication that he wasn't sold that Hobbs was leaving. WWE is expected to adjust Powerhouse Hobbs' presentation. Internally, discussions include using a new name following WWE's usual rebranding approach. Meltzer compared the transition to other AEW talents like Cody Rhodes, Penta, Rey Fenix, Ethan Page, and Mariah May, now known as Blake Monroe. While Meltzer noted that Cody, Penta, and Ethan Page have done better in WWE, Rey Fenix has not, and the jury is still out on Monroe, who still has time to become a bigger WWE star than she was in AEW, but so far has not reached the level she was at in All Elite Wrestling. Meltzer also noted that considering Hobbs' age, the move was probably the right one. And the right move for this time, as he still start in WWE with new excitement and new momentum. The Royal Rumble does have an affinity for surprise entrants, so if Hobbs does sign with WWE shortly, that could be a grand stage on which to make his debut. Powerhouse Hobbs has been with AEW since late 2020, when he signed a deal at the Casino Battle Royal at All Out that year. He is a former TNT champion, and he was a member of the Opps, who are currently the AEW World Trio Champions. And meanwhile, we'll see how he closes out his AEW stint tonight. But spoiler alert, I don't think he's going to be Trios champion for long. What was your reaction to Powerhouse Hobbs leaving AEW and the expectation that he was heading to WWE? And in WWE, can you see Powerhouse Hobbs succeeding on a bigger level and joining the names like your Ethan Pages, like your Pentas, like your Cody Rhodes, in being a bigger success in WWE than what he was in AEW?
So, like you mentioned about pulling the curtain, I'll pull the curtain myself. I know Hobbs been wanting to go to WWE since like 2023. This came from his own words, and I know about it because he said it himself. So as far as the news, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that he wants to go to WWE. This is something he's been wanting to do. And he's also a big Cody Rhodes guy. So it kind of makes sense. It makes sense for him to, he feels like this is the right move. At the end of the day, I'm not going to, at the end of the day, it's his decision. He's going to do what he feels is right. I respect it. So I can't argue that. It's, he's a grown man. He could do what he wants. So, it'll be sad to see him go, because I think he's talented. I think he's talented in his own way. But as far as him going to WWE, I think he could be very successful. NXT, I could see him being the champion, NXT champion there. And I think he'll be presented a lot better as a singles guy in NXT. I feel like that would be a big platform for him. As far as main roster, that's what scares me, is the main roster, just because we kind of see what happens with a lot of talent when they go to the main roster. And as long as they have a structure of people that feel like they're not really moving up, then it's kind of like it's yet to be seen. I think he has the ability to do that. I think he does have the ability to stand out, to be somebody. His moveset is very simplified, so it does work for WWE. Like his moveset, like the way that he move, like his moves and all that stuff, it fits better with WWE, in my opinion. So I think he's making the best move for himself. So it's not surprising. I wasn't surprised. And in regards to WWE, I think he could be successful. It's just a matter of how, what do you determine successful? Do you determine successful as in he's on TV a lot? Do you consider successful as in multiple time, like mid-card champion, or the world champion? You know what I mean? Because there's like different levels of success. And, for Hobbs, there's certain things I could see him doing. There's certain things I don't see him doing. Like, I don't see him becoming like the undisputed champion. And there's no knock to him. It's more creative. But I do see him. I think he could be successful in WWE.
Well, from what the reports are saying, he's going to the main roster. Like I said, he's one that I wouldn't mind going to NXT, because right now he could be kind of a stabling force. Yeah, and they need big stars for NXT. But the all signs are pointing to him heading to the main roster. So to pull back the curtain a bit, like you, I said this on AEWramble. I think I said this on In the Weeds as well, where I was like, I know that I've been told by Hobbs, or people that have talked to Hobbs, that he's wanting to leave since like 2024. So this was not the biggest surprise to me either. But to really pull back the curtain, do you want to know the number that I heard that Tony offered Hobbs?
What was the number?
And literally, like this is a number that Jimmy Macram was like, holy shit. What do they think he is, Roman Reigns? $2 million. $2 million. That's what I heard. That's the rumor. That's not a report. I'm not reporting that. This is not a report. $2 million is the number I heard.
As in $2 million a year?
I don't know about a year, but he got offered $2 million. I don't know how many years it was for, but $2 million was the offer. And this to put this in reference, Mercedes Moné, I heard, was offered $3 million when she first signed on.
Damn. That's a lot of money.
That's a whole lot of money. And like Jimmy said it best, like, this is a guy that believes in himself. You got to believe in yourself to turn that down.
No, it's true. And, you know, which again, I'm not surprised. I'm surprised about the money offer. Just because, like, you know, Hobbs, he hasn't accomplished as much as we probably felt like he should have accomplished. And again, that's no knock to him. It's creative, you know. But $2 million, I mean, that's a lot.
That's a lot of money, and that tells you that Tony, and this is Hobbs coming off, like, I've seen people in the chat saying Hobbs, you know, booking has been wonky, but there's no denying that 2025 was the best booked year that he had with AEW. He started off the year at last year's Maximum Carnage, getting a shot at the AEW World Championship. That came off of him winning a casino gauntlet. He had that good matchup with Jon Moxley in the early part of 2025. He's really the first guy that benefited from interacting and feuding with the Death Riders, because Moxley is a big fan of him. He's always been a big fan of him. He was first introduced on AEW television main programming by Jon Moxley, a part of that program with Team Taz, where he turned on Moxley and joined up with Team Taz. And then he had that IWGP World Heavyweight Championship matchup with them in 2024. Then he feuded with them for the world title in the beginning part of 2025. He then joined the Opps. He was a part of the team that beat the Death Riders to win the AEW World Trios Championships. Then he was involved in being basically a part of Team AEW against the Death Riders for months. He was one of the highlights of the Anarchy in the Arena at Double or Nothing. He got to open All in Texas. Then he was a part of the heel turn for the Opps against Hangman Adam Page, and he had that spectacular Falls Count Anywhere matchup at Blood and Guts. So he has more momentum than he had 3 years ago in 2022 when he was first getting interest from WWE, and he chose to stay in AEW. This is the right choice for him because it's perfect timing. You're coming off of the most momentum you've had in AEW, where you're more of a prominent name that's been featured regularly throughout the last year, and you're going to WWE with a ton of momentum. And it does coincide with the news that that circulated yesterday. And shout outs to Christopher Kidd for reminding me of this, saying that Triple H working real hard to beat those allegations this week, I see, according to social media. And it was reported in Wrestling Observer newsletter this week that there was reportedly a focus on black male talent and bodybuilders at this week's WWE tryouts due to criticism that Triple H doesn't push black male talent. And we've seen this over and over. They called up Javon Evans and Trick Williams at the same time. One went to Raw, one went to SmackDown. Carmelo Hayes is the U.S. champion and has the U.S. Open Challenge, getting the first big push of his main roster run. You got Obafemi on his way up to the main roster, kind of out of nowhere on this kind of like very abrupt way that they have done this. And now you're signing Powerhouse Hobbs. This is a big effort to reverse some of the criticism that Triple H has gotten over the last 2.5 years of him not pushing black male talent. And Powerhouse Hobbs is another great piece to put a part of that.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if he got his hand forced, I mean, you know, if he's taking the criticism well, I mean, hey, this is what you had to do. But then there's some people who've been down on it, not so much of that, but it's like, it's more of the fact that it's like, well, you just proved us right. Like what we've been saying, you know that it's true, so you just proving us right. You know, that's the discourse I've been seeing a lot. But you know, it's like, hey, if this is what you guys wanted, and this is what fans wanted, then at least you're seeing an effort, you're seeing something, to give Triple H credit, you're seeing something being done. But it's a matter of wanting to see it consistently. Just don't try to, don't try to pull that off on me, because the PLEs is going to be a big factor, because that's been like one of the biggest criticisms is not having black talent on PLEs. So like that's going to be a deciding factor, in my opinion, of where that goes. But if this is a focus that he has, then yeah, I mean, this is a big criticism, and it's a criticism for a reason. And what I don't like about it, I don't like discussions like this, just because you create this big mess where it's like, oh well, he's doing this already. He doesn't dislike black people. That's not the point. That's not the point. Like, you guys are not understanding the point. That's not what it is. Especially when it comes from like white people when they try to defend Triple H on it. It's like, guys, I'm Hispanic, and I can understand when it comes to like black talent not being pushed or Latin talent not being pushed. So it's like I could see it sometimes. Like like right now the Latin, like when they use like their Latinos, they use them for the same kind of stereotypical bubble where it's like, oh yeah, let's pair them in a stable. Let's use them, and then now their excuse, oh, let's use them in AAA. They should be used more on your TV too. So it's like, come on, like just don't use it for your Spanish brand. Don't use it for that. Just don't do that to me. But yeah, I mean, yeah. Like, yeah.
I'm seeing all the reaction to the 2 million number. Like that's how me and Jimmy literally talked for like 30 minutes after the show about this. Like after AEWramble, because like literally Jimmy was about to like say something and like give his reaction to the news, and I was like, nah, I gotta let him know how much it's got turned down. And he's like, holy shit. He said this is unbelievable. He said, what? He was like, what? And I see a bunch of people in the chat being like, I would have took the money. I would have took the money. Like, I'm not going to front. I would have took the money myself, but I don't blame the guy if he has faith in him. And let's be real, like what Powerhouse Hobbs offers, this is what WWE is looking for. They're looking for these larger than life performers. He's got this physique that stands out. For everybody that I've seen online, they are not giving this man enough credit for his promo skills. He has a distinct promo ability. He has a great way. It's like basically, I don't know who said it. I think it was either Jeremy or Jimmy. He was like, it's like kind of like Jake Roberts in Mark Henry's body, cutting promos. Like it's like he has this Jake Roberts ability of telling the story, the Book of Hobbs. He has so much experience that he's been shot. He's been in AEW, and he started off as an enhancement talent. The first time we ever saw him was on AEW Dark when he lost to Orange Cassidy in mere seconds, and he went from that to a main mid-card guy with Team Taz. Then from that he went to the TNT Championship. He had his little stint with the Don Callis family, with the QT Marshall and QTV and that nonsense. But he really found a new role and a new lease on life with the Opps over the last year, which really put him on another level. I think this is just the right time, the right place for this guy to go to. But we got to hear another opinion on all of this. Someone that I actually hit up on Wednesday, and I wanted him to come on and talk about, Maximum Carnage, which, like we said, was a very good show. We also got these next news that we're going to bring up that I wanted him to talk about. But then, as we're talking about him coming on the show, this news drops of Powerhouse Hobbs leaving AEW to head to WWE. So we definitely had to have him on, representing Dirt Sheet Radio, the face of Dirt Sheet Radio, the founder of Dirt Sheet Radio, podcast extraordinaire, and our AEW aficionado on the YouTube channel over the last couple of months. The one and only John Escudero is here. What's going on, John?
I'm bringing back the Snuggie, everybody. I'm here. I should have been here sooner, but I acquired sleep debt during the week that I wasn't aware of. I'm alive though. The heart attack hasn't hit me yet.
Good. I'm happy. I'm happy to hear that. Good to see you, sir. But yes, like I was telling everybody, I was talking to you on Wednesday about coming on the show, and then this news drops, and you're just like, oh man, I got to see Powerhouse Hobbs and Wardlow in the main event of WrestleMania 46.
It was funny because they had announced the title match, and then Sid wrote me, and he was talking about Hobbs, and I hadn't seen the notification yet that he was gone. So I was like, yeah, man, if he drops that title, I think he's probably gonna leave. It seems kind of sudden. I see the fucking Powerhouse Hobbs, a free agent. I was like, oh gosh. Understandable though.
So were you listening before you came on here?
I should have been, but no,
Okay,
I was preparing the
because I did drop a bit. I won't say it's news because I don't want anybody to report this. This is a number that I heard from particular people that might be in the know or might be talking to people within AEW, and I heard that Powerhouse Hobbs was offered by Tony Khan $2 million.
You know, that sounds about right. And when you say 2 million, it's like 2 million across 3 years, probably, right? Yeah. So
3 to 5 years.
Yeah. I mean, I think at this point it would have been Hobbs probably has a decent amount of money saved up, and he doesn't need like it's good to build that nest egg so you can have the opportunity to choose. Because I know like with Hobbs, it's particularly in AEW, like there have been so many stop-start opportunities that he's probably just discouraged about working here in the first place. And I wouldn't blame him. Like, I love Hobbs. I still remember that first fucking episode of Dynamite where he was helping Moxley. He used to like a baby faced child. I'm like a child compared to how old he is now, because he's actually quite older than some people think he is. But he's like, they did help like him develop into the Hobbs that he is today, but then didn't capitalize on it. So I don't blame him at all. Especially, I mean, 2 million is not even like it's a big number, but it's like, it's not like, oh my god, like I can't fucking, I'm leaving my kids. It's not 2 million a year, bro. If it was 2 million a year for 5 years, bro,
then like, that's different. Then that's different. That's totally different. Right? I've been seeing people in the chat because we got Davion who asks what brand we think he's gonna go to. I think he's gonna go to SmackDown. We see Power Driver Finisher saying because Oba's not going to SmackDown. I'm letting y'all know that right now. Oba's going to Monday Night Raw. And that's been reported. That's basically been confirmed at this point, because I don't think they did show another Obafemi on vignette on SmackDown yesterday, but it's very obvious that he's going to Raw at this point. Because you already got Trick Williams, you got Carmelo Hayes over there and you got to separate Oba and Trick. I think that's the key. That's the reason why Oba is going to go to Monday Night Raw. But with Powerhouse Hobbs coming in, then you got to keep Oba and Powerhouse Hobbs apart. So Hobbs cannot go to Raw. He has to go to SmackDown.
How tall is Hobbs compared to Obafemi? Because there's a funny little thing about Trick Williams and Obafemi that nobody likes to talk about because they try not to put them on TV together very much. But Trick Williams actually makes Obafemi look like a small man.
He does, because Trick is very tall.
He's so damn tall, bro. Don't put Obafemi next to that guy. You ruined the whole thing. It's too soon. Yeah.
And people want to forget the fact that they never did Obafemi versus Trick Williams 1-on-1 until a random episode of NXT, and then it didn't have a finish. They never did it. They never gave you a finish.
Get it out of there.
Oba versus Trick.
It wasn't even like a memorable thing either. It was just like they ran through some things.
Was that the title versus title bullshit?
Yeah, when they did the whole angle with the TNA roster coming in. Yeah.
Oh, when the idiots were like, "Oh no, now we're mad. Now we're mad."
But yeah, what was you explain your reaction to all of this? So we've been asking the question: do we think Hobbs can be more successful in WWE in comparison to what he's achieved in AEW? What do you think, John?
It is. I think with some people when they go to WWE, It seems guaranteed, and it's not. It isn't always. But some people, when they leave for AEW, you get that feeling like, oh wow, he's probably gonna make it in WWE. Like when Ricky Starks left, I was like, oh, he's probably gonna do pretty well. I don't think he'll be world champion or at least face of the company, but I think he'll do pretty well. Well, Hobbs, it's interesting because he's huge, and he's got the fact that they want to spite AEW behind him, so like he'll get a decent sized push in the beginning. But I think there's going to come a point where they do give up on him if he doesn't become like a breakout immediately. I don't think they're going to go like chance after chance after chance. I think they're going to give him that immediate push, and then hopefully it will be based off of whether it works or not. Because sometimes it's random as fuck. I thought it was working, and then all of a sudden they dropped it, and now we don't see Hobbs on TV no more. And it's like, well, I thought that would work, but it doesn't. It's the thing about WWE, especially right now. It's kind of volatile. I couldn't even guarantee it. Like, it might work. You know, it might. I'm not saying it won't work. He's got everything WWE wants. He's got charisma. He's a fucking jacked. He's a little older than they would probably want, but I mean, even more reason to push him immediately.
That's exactly the age that they try to push people. Is his age.
That's right, 30. That's you have to be in NXT for 15 years. What was it? Mark Henry said 15 years. You're right. He skipped the 15-year drought. He's ready to go. He's on SmackDown at 38 or whatever. He's good. It's just I believe. Oh, not bad. Hobbs is about my height. Well, don't put him next to Trick Williams either. Then.
Nobody can go next to Trick at this point. Trick is way too tall. Trick was the first person that they ever did a promo exchange with Randy Orton, and he saw eye to eye with him.
It was eye to eye, bro. It's like 2 redwood trees in there. What the fuck? Yeah, no.
And then he smacked the mic and said, "Oh shit, that was funny."
No, I decided that Hobbs is gonna be okay if he stays the fuck away from Trick Williams on television. If Triple H sees Hobbs next to Trick Williams, he might move on, bro.
That's all. All Triple H had to do was book Randy Orton versus Carmelo Hayes, and he was off the Carmelo trade for a year and a half. It was like, where's the rest of them? He was like, no, I'm over this. I'm done.
Oh shit!
Oh my god!
It was bigger on the NXT TV show, Sean. How'd you do that?
how'd you make him look so tall?
No, it made him look good because we booked him like he mattered. You were confused.
Oh man, but yeah, I think that Hobbs is gonna be good. Where do you think they're gonna debut Hobbs, though? We talked about the report, indicating maybe the Royal Rumble. When I asked Sean Ross Sapp, where did he think he was going to go? He thought he was going to go to the main roster, and he wanted him to debut in the Royal Rumble. I have some hesitation with that. Like Jimmy Macram said on Thursday, he was like, I don't know about that, because they're in Saudi Arabia. It's not like they're in front of like the hardcore wrestling fans that are gonna know Hobbs. But where do you think they're gonna debut Hobbs?
You actually bring up the Saudi Arabia thing. That's gonna affect the whole fucking Rumble. Watch. But Hobbs, the thing about the Rumble is like they have, I think, several different surprises probably already set, right? What's a Hobbs surprise gonna be compared to like a Chris Jericho surprise for those fans who only know like your older WWE or whatever, or what they see on YouTube? I think you diminish the Hobbs debut if he comes out in the Royal Rumble and just gets thrown over by Joe Schmo, the guy who's been here for 7 years. Probably immediately after, like this SmackDown after the Royal Rumble, he'll just make his presence known. I wonder more how high on the card they were going to debut him, because there was talk. They've already sort of inserted this new life into SmackDown, and they seem to have put somebody in almost every slot. Like they got the Kit Williams for the jobber slot. They got Matt Cardona right in the middle. They got Trick Williams in the upper mid card, which is like, oh shit, that's surprising. but he's up there. He's there. So where would Hobbs fit in something like that? Like you would imagine, if ideally I would want him to be where Trick Williams is, but Trick Williams is already there. So that's gonna. I can't even fit him in evenly. Like I don't know what you do with Hobbs right now, but apparently they've wanted him and they've thought that they've had him locked in since like last year. So I would hope that means that they got something planned, you know?
And that comes down to what me and Josh were saying earlier, that Hobbs has never been shy about the fact that he's had his eyes on WWE over the last couple of years. So I think that's why WWE was so confident that he was heading their way. What about you, Josh? Where do you think they're going to debut Hobbs? Or should debut Hobbs?
I would say post Rumble, but if they want to make something out of something, probably as soon as possible. So like even if he debuts, like, usually we've seen that a lot with NXT. We've seen talent from AEW once their contract expired or it's confirmed that they're finished with the company, they show up right away. So I think if it's NXT, I think he shows up ASAP. That could be next week. Anything main roster related they're probably gonna take their time. And I would say probably post Rumble, just because like I wouldn't debut him in the Rumble, just because like the side aspect. He comes out, he's probably not getting a pop. He's probably not getting a reaction. So it's like I wouldn't want to put him in that situation myself. But if they feel like they could get something out of it, they're gonna put him in the Rumble. But I would say post Rumble.
Yeah, I would say either post Rumble or post Mania. I tend to lean towards post Mania if it's gonna be on the main roster. Like you said, if it's NXT, put him in there like tomorrow, and then have him win the NXT championship.
Get reps. Yep, get his reps. He could get his reps, and he could.
I know that
reps there. He could.
Everybody has to go through the system. But like it's gonna be so funny watching Almost 40. It's always funny to me, like Ethan Page, Ricky Starks. It always feels like a guy had to go back to high school. Like, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, oh, they want me to learn where the camera is, and it's like, you could do that off camera. Like they could do that in the warehouse, bro. Like you don't have to embarrass these people by putting them through this humiliation ritual. But whatever, Ricky Starks gets to hold the NXT title. Ethan Page is probably doing better than anybody else. Like better than anybody else who jumped over and had to go through NXT.
We had a whole debate on Thursday where I was just like, I don't like Jimmy's confident. He thinks that Jade Cargill is in a higher position than Ethan Page going from AEW to WWE. And I was like,
no, get the fuck out of here.
I think Ethan's had a better run than Jade. I was like, I think that from where he was in AEW as ROH guy and not being used that often to where he is now, that is much better than Jade Cargill being one of the top stars in the women's division in AEW. They create a fucking title for you, and she holds it for a year and a half. And then going to WWE where she gets the highs and the lows. She wins the tag team titles, loses the tag team titles, wins it back, then doesn't lose. And then she's off of TV for 4 months. Then she comes back into a main program with Naomi and then eventually turns heel and wins the title at the end of the year. And then this title run where she hasn't wrestled for fucking 3 months. I think that Ethan Page is much better. But there was a lot of people in the chat and Jimmy that disagreed with that.
They're all confusing booking with like, it's all right, cool. I bet you if you ask Jade, she's gonna be like, I'm much better off. Look, I got the WWE championship and I'm in a movie. I mean, supposedly. No, it's a shitty movie. But it is a movie, but like as far as she's actually regressed. Like as far as like being a performer in the ring, she's actually somehow worse now than she was 3 years ago. And I don't know if that's lack of, working because she wrestles like 2 times a fucking year, or what. But she's actually actively stinks. And you can ask BFAB or Mia Yim or Tiffany Stratton, and I bet you they would agree.
He said she.
He said it. Yo, he said it like so casually.
I was trying to find a way around it.
Actively.
I just kept running into the wall of there's no way to disguise this because I rooted for Jade Cargill so hard, bro. Like I wanted Jade Cargill to be the queen of the world. Like I was like, yes, she's got to go. I think if she would have stood in AEW for 3 more years, man, all she needed was another contract. If she had done a whole other contract cycle when she would have came to WWE, she would have been fine. She would have had the experience, and she wouldn't have had to suffer that weird ass, awkward ass 1.5, 2 years where they just didn't seem to know what to do with her. Like, anyway, I don't like to think about the I don't want to say wasted potential of Jade Cargill because it's clear that they're pushing the shit out of her and they're going to get their money's worth. But in my eyes, she could have been she could have been a legend.
Dion, who I didn't remember, was one of the people who agreed with Jimmy. He says Jade is positioned higher than Ethan Page. Doesn't mean she's a better performer. That is not what I'm arguing. That is not what I was even trying to argue for. What I said is going from AEW to WWE, who got the higher position? Going from ROH guy to fucking the face of one of their brands is higher than going from top star who holds their secondary title that they created for you to women's champion who doesn't wrestle. That is either parallel, it is not higher. To me personally, that is either a parallel move, it is not going higher. It's either a downgrade or it's just going parallel. It's basically the same thing.
No, I mean, and I see exactly what you're talking about. I think people are confusing the aspect of like, oh yeah, she's on the main roster. She's been on the main roster and she won the tag titles that nobody really cares about. And then she wins the women's title, but then they're not using her. So what's the point? With Ethan Page, he won the NXT title how fast? Remember, he won the NXT title. He won it pretty fast.
I should forgot that happened.
Yeah, he won it pretty fast. He won it
2 months after his debut.
Right? He won it. He won it 2 months after his debut, and you just said he was a Ring of Honor guy. He was a bench guy, and he won the title 2 months in, right? And then he's been on this great North American title run that they created a custom title for him, and then he's been doing stuff for Triple A that he has tag belts with Chelsea Green. So they kind of been doing more with Ethan than they've been doing with Jade. And it's not a knock, but just because you have a top title doesn't mean you're doing better. She's had the top title and she hasn't wrestled in 3 months. She's been doing more appearances than wrestling matches. She's taking more photos with celebrities than she's had matches. So, I mean, what are we doing?
I don't agree with this, Dion. I don't think Jade has moved up one. I don't think she's moved up one. She was TBS champion who barely wrestled or wrestled in squash matches, and now she's WWE Women's Champion who barely wrestles and barely featured on the show.
I think people just see WWE period as like a upgrade. Yeah, like, oh god, I think you got to get over that shit. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like that's. At least that doesn't rate to me. Like that doesn't, in my mind, that doesn't mean anything. Like you can go to WWE and be getting paid less than you were in AEW. Like that's a real thing now. This is not 2009, so it's not like
and it's kind of
that's enough.
Yeah, and it's kind of like Motor City Machine Guns. By their third match, they won the tag titles, but nobody talks about that now. Nobody talks about that. So it's like, does it even matter?
That's a whole other subject. I don't even want to talk about this decision. As long as they're happy. As long as they're happy.
Yeah, I'm like, I had Jimmy be like, "Oh, you're acting like Swerve." Being critical of Jade's run. What I was saying, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Jade Cargill. I wanted them to book her better. They haven't. That is my issue. That's why I don't think it was an upgrade move. It was more of a parallel move. It's a parallel move where she's
they see that world title.
Well, I mean,
they see the world title, and it's like enough for them. Like, I just feel like it's a different situation when it comes to the women's championship in WWE. Like, especially their secondary
She
title.
is
They're
not.
fucking.
She is. What are you
You know?
talking about, Dion? I'm saying she moved up from mid card to main. She's not the main event. She's not
Yeah,
the
that's
main
that's exactly what I was gonna say. Like, that's the difference between the WWE Women's Championship right now and the AEW, even the CBS Championship. Like, CBS Championship will be positioned right before the semi-main, sometimes semi-main, if Mercedes is champion, bro. When Jade was champion, they were building to that. It felt like she was one of the most I was gonna say one of the top featured stars in the company at the time when she was CBS champion. She was on all the posters. She was one of the featured stars of the company. I don't think she is that in WWE right now. I don't think that she's gonna get a big ass poster position because she doesn't matter as much as some of the other girls that they have higher on the card. If she was getting pushed like Rhea Ripley, that would be similar to the push she was getting in AEW as Jade Cargill. That's about the equality there. Yep.
And you cannot say she has moved up to the main event when she hasn't even fucking main event an episode of SmackDown as women's champion. She hasn't even done that. Like, what are we even talking about? She's gone up to she's not in the main event. They don't treat the WWE Women's Championship like the main event. And they haven't since she got the title. Tiffany Stratton at least main evented some shows as women's champion. What are we talking about? Like, stop. Like, stop. Just because it's designed to be the main title, it doesn't mean that she's in the main event if they book it like she's a mid-card champion. And that's what they have done with her WWE Women's title run. She's feuding with Michin, B-Fab, and now finally Jordan Grace, who just arrived.
Shit. And it looked like Jordan's gonna take that shit. I was like, wait. What are we doing? Hold on, Jake just got here. I was thinking about the NXT thing though, and one thing that they do need, and they know they need, is indie guys, experienced journeyman wrestlers who can work with their college children that don't know shit. You know, they're obviously looking for things like that because they've got their whole tryout that they did last weekend where it was specifically designed to draw in independent wrestlers. So I think that but looking at that, there might still be a space for Hobbs in NXT. I know that it was reported he's going right to the main roster, and a lot of people assumed SmackDown. But I just keep looking at NXT like they have a Hobbs-sized hole. It's right there, and if he's available right now, I can see them doing like you guys mentioned earlier. 3 months, gotta work, gotta learn where the hard camera is, pal. And
yeah, I could see him immediately going into a top position on NXT. That's why I said, like, he's one of the guys that go from AEW to WWE that I wouldn't mind seeing start in NXT because I know immediately he's gonna be a top guy because we've seen it with Ethan, we've seen it with Ricky, like that. Yeah, like those guys I feel are in much more trajectory rate more than someone like a Jade who went directly to the main roster. So.
Stay away from them PC girls, Hob. I get yourself in trouble, man.
Stay away from Jada Parker, sir. You don't want problems with Yeet.